I'm Lau Branson, and this video is simply to introduce a handout that you'll find just below this video on the Canvas site. The topic of this is exploring your neighborhood, and it may or may not connect with the types of activities that you're doing in your prayer walks this week. So in a lot of ways it may simply build onto that, not as part of an assignment, but simply as a resource for you. And this is work that Josh Smith and I have done. And so as you work through the handout, there's half a dozen or maybe a dozen slides. It has to do with how do you observe prayerfully, how do you pay attention to what's going on in the neighborhood. For many of you, this is old hand. For others of you, it may offer you an idea or two, or even a way to introduce it into the groups that you're leading. So it has to do with, and I won't read everything here, but who's there, what's happening in different social settings, what's the build-up of the community, who isn't there. You've heard some of our stories about that, about what businesses only attract people from outside, what kind of communication happens, what kind of resources are in the neighborhood, what isn't there. And make sure that as you work with the neighborhood that you're there at several times of the day, because the neighborhood is very different at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 1 to 6 to 10 or during the night. Those of you that run may or walk dogs, you've got other reasons to get out, but the times of the day really do matter as you investigate a neighborhood, as well as the nearby business community. And so all of those things lead up to any time you have a chance to ask questions. These are simply some frameworks for asking questions. And then the handout has a number of ways to employ appreciative inquiry in your neighborhood. The types of, still not neutral, but the kind of questions that elicit a conversation, that elicit stories. That's what you're after. So that stories have to do with showing others that we listen. It actually engages us if we listen deeply. If we go into these conversations with a prayer that the Spirit of God will show us what God is doing, then the conversations actually make it possible for that deepening relationship. So that's all I wanted to do at this point. Use these if they're appropriate in the assignment this week. Otherwise, they may be useful for you as a resource at some other time.